Good morning everyone. I am welcoming all the students of class 1. Today we are going to start SST class. You can take out a SST book, chapter 18, page number 81. So in page number 81 you can see the story of early man. Today we are going to learn about the story of early man. Early man lives 1,000 years after lives on 1,000 years ago. Early man after 1,000 years ago, early man lives on the earth, and the people who lives on earth 1,000 of years ago are referred to as early man. So those who lived on earth 1,000 years ago, they call early man. Okay, 1,000 of years ago there were no buildings, no vehicles, no phones, and no proper food on earth. So 1,000 years ago there was no phone, no TV, no food. So in this century we have food, we have mobile phones, we have electricity, and we have everything that we want. But 1,000 years ago they don't have anything, like no vehicles, no buildings, no food. Okay, now people lived a very different life. So on the earth people live very different life. Earth is like 1,000 years ago, earth is like a jungle, right? There is no buildings, nothing. So wild animals are there 1,000 years ago. Early man took shelters on trees or in caves. So early man used to take shelters on caves, on a tree or on a tree. They lived in forest. Gradually they started living in groups. So they lived in a forest, and gradually after a time they used to live in a group. Okay. So early man did not wear clothes. He covered his body with leaves or barks of trees. So they don't have clothes also. They didn't wear clothes. So 1,000 years ago people don't have clothes, no food, no nothing. So they used to cover a body with leaves and barks. Okay, he had wild fruits and roots. So we eat rice, vegetables, but early man they used to eat wild fruits and roots. He also hunted animals and ate raw meat. So they used to eat raw meat. So you can see he used sharp stones as tools. Such tools were used to dig roots. So early man used to make sharp tools, and they used to hunt animals from the sharp tools. He then tied them on wooden stick to make sharp to hunt animals from a distance. Early man did not stay at one place. So early man did not stay at one place. They used to stay today one place, next day another, next day another. So they didn't stay on one place. He moved from one place to another place in search of food, water, and shelter. So they used to stay. They used to move from one place to another, and they used to find food, shelters, and cave for food, for water, and shelters. So gradually he made progress. Early man made progress. He invented fire and the wheel, about which we will learn in the next class. So gradually after a time they invented fire and wheel. So that's how early man lives on the earth, on a cave or in a trees. Okay, and they used to eat raw food. कच्चा मांस वो लोग खाते थे. Early man, उन लोगों के पास घर नहीं था, वो लोग केव में, जंगल्स में रहते थे. And they used to eat raw food like wild fruits. जंगल का खाना वो लोग खाते थे such. And they used to stay in a different place. वो एक जगह में ही नहीं रहते थे. For example, we have a buildings, we have a house, we have a hen house, but they don't have a house. उन लोग के पास घर नहीं था, इसलिए वो खाना सर्च करने के लिए क्या करते थे, आज इस जगह पे next another place and another place. Like this they used to stay, and they used to find foods, shelters and water. So this is the life of early man. So this is the story of early man. We have finished the chapter. Chapter 18, you can see the early man. So in next class, in class 2, we will learn about how they invented fire and wheel. Okay. So you can do the exercise work. Where did the early man live? In flats, on trees, in bungalows, in hotels. So early man used to live in on trees. What did the early man eat? Pizza, ice cream, burger, wild fruits. Early man used to eat wild fruits. What did the early man used to make tools? Early man used to make tools on stones. What did the early man used to make clothes? Tree bark. They used to make leaves. They used to cover their body by leaves or tree barks. Okay. Now in next page you can see match the following: caves, shelter, leaves, clothes, roots, food, stone, tools. So you can write this answer in your copy. Exercise C and exercise A. Do this in your copy. Okay. Now you can see this. Take the pictures belonging to the early man. So you have to take the pictures belonging to early man. So raw meat and caves and tools. So these materials, these things belongs to the early man. Okay. Now take a big piece of rock, paint it in black color. When your rock is dry, draw a pictures on the rocks with chalk. You have a rock painting ready. Now you can take a big rocks, एक पत्थर आप लोग ले सकते हैं, and you have to color the rocks. आप पत्थर को color कीजिएगा. उसके बाद you can see when it will be dry, वो सूख जाएगा. उसके बाद next आप क्या करेंगे? Next pictures you can draw. You have a rocks painting ready. So you can draw the pictures of rocks and your painting is ready. So this is the exercise work you can do at your home. Take a rocks and paint them and pictures on the picture. You can draw the pictures of rocks and paint them. Okay. Now this is your homework. Exercise A, exercise C and exercise A. Okay. Now we have finished the chapter 18. So for today this much. Thank you. Have a good day.